Our defense in Minnesota is on the verge of a massive transformation that nobody saw coming this week. Whispers from inside the building suggest a major veteran presence is about to land in the Twin Cities. This isn't just a depth move for Brian Flores. We are talking about an elite playmaker who changes how this secondary operates against the league's best offenses. If this trade goes through, the hierarchy of the NFC North shifts instantly. But there is a catch regarding the compensation. Are the Vikings ready to pull the trigger before another rival jumps into the sweepstakes today? Kenny Moore has officially requested a trade from the Indianapolis Colts, and the smoke connecting him to Minnesota is becoming a fire. Adam Schefter confirmed that both sides are looking for a fresh start after Moore spent 8 incredible seasons in Indy. This is huge for us because Moore is arguably the most consistent slot corner in the entire NFL today. He has played 132 games and recorded 21 interceptions, with 4 of those going back for touchdowns. For a Brian Flores defense, Moore is the ultimate chess piece. He is nearly 31, but his production hasn't slowed down one bit. Last year alone, he showed he can still fly to the ball with over 600 career tackles and 11.5 sacks. This isn't just about coverage. It's about a veteran who knows how to play the run and blitz from the edge. Albert Breer from SI already identified the Vikings as one of the 2 best fits for him. Why? Because Flores needs versatility. Moore can play the nickel, move outside, or even help in the box. He has only had 1 season with a PFF grade below 62. That kind of consistency is exactly what our secondary has been missing since the departure of veteran leaders. But here is the problem that most fans are overlooking right now. We aren't the only ones in the hunt. The Dallas Cowboys are also lurking in the shadows. Indy would much rather send him to the NFC than help a rival in their own conference, which gives us a massive advantage. However, the price tag is the real conversation starter. Breer suggests a day 3 pick could get this deal done today. Can you imagine getting a Pro Bowl talent for a 4th or 5th round selection? It seems like a no-brainer for acting general manager Rob Brzezinski. We have the cap space to absorb his final year, and the impact would be felt from day 1 of training camp. But while everyone is focusing on the trade calls between GMs, something else is happening behind the scenes. A current Vikings player has already started the recruiting process on social media. This hidden connection might be the secret weapon that brings Moore to Minnesota before the draft even starts. And if this player gets his way, our secondary won't just be improved. It will be unrecognizable compared to last season. Now it gets serious because this connection goes deeper than just football. If you are really following this team and want the latest insider updates from the Vikings facility, you need to join our community right now. Real fans already know that these moves happen fast, and you don't want to be the last one to hear the news. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a breaking report. I have a question for all of you in the comments today. Do you think giving up a 4th round pick for a veteran like Kenny Moore is worth it for a 1-year championship window right now? Isaiah Rodgers is the man leading the charge to bring Kenny Moore to the Vikings. Shortly after the trade request went public, Rodgers posted a picture of the two together back when they were teammates in Indianapolis. This isn't just a random post, it's a full-blown recruitment effort. Rodgers knows exactly what Moore brings to a locker room and a defensive huddle. But what if I told you this isn't even the biggest problem the Vikings are trying to solve? While Rodgers and Byron Murphy are penciled in as our primary outside corners, the slot position has been a revolving door. Bringing in Moore would allow Murphy to stay outside and let Rodgers compete for that other boundary spot. It creates a domino effect of talent across the entire secondary. However, the pressure is mounting on the front office. We recently signed James Pierre, but let's be honest, that doesn't solve the need for a high-impact starter. If we don't land Moore, we are forced to look at the draft, where rookies are always a gamble. Rodgers is basically telling the front office that the solution is sitting right there in Indianapolis. The chemistry between these 2 players could shorten the learning curve for the entire defense. But there is a hidden layer of tension here. The Colts aren't going to just give him away for nothing. They want to ensure they get enough value to justify losing a franchise icon. Rodgers is putting public pressure on the Vikings to make a move, and if they pass on this opportunity, it could lead to some frustration inside the building. We have seen this before where players want a specific veteran added to the mix. It builds a sense of urgency that Brzezinski has to manage carefully. Does he listen to the players who know Moore's talent firsthand, or does he stick to his draft board? The uncertainty is killing the fans right now because we are 1 veteran away from having a top 10 secondary in the league. If Rodgers gets his wish, the the Vikings defense becomes a nightmare for every quarterback in the NFC North. But if Dallas swoops in and offers a slightly better pick, we might be watching Moore play in a different jersey next season. The clock is ticking on this recruitment effort, and every hour matters. The vibes are high, but the stakes are even higher as we approach the draft deadline soon. The Minnesota Vikings now face a crossroads that will define their defensive identity for the 2024 season. Scenario A is simple. You trade a fourth-round pick, secure Kenny Moore, and instantly solidify the slot corner position. This move provides Brian Flores with a veteran who has seen every offensive scheme in the book. It takes the pressure off the younger players and allows the coaching staff to be more aggressive with their blitz packages. However, Scenario B involves keeping that draft capital. The Vikings could decide to use that fourth-rounder on a younger, cheaper prospect who fits the long-term timeline of the team. But that comes with massive risk. A rookie won't have 21 career interceptions or the veteran savvy to read a Patrick Mahomes or Jared Goff pre-snap. The conflict inside the front office is real. Do you spend assets on a 31-year-old for a one-year rental, or do you build for 3 years down the road? History tells us that in the Flores system, experience is king. We saw how much the defense struggled when players weren't in the right spots last year. Moore doesn't make those mistakes. He is a pro's pro. If the Vikings want to win now, they have to pull the trigger. The cost of missing out on a Pro Bowl talent over a day 3 pick would be a tough pill to swallow for the fans. This decision will also impact how we approach the first round of the draft. If we trade for Moore now, the need for a corner early in the draft vanishes. That opens the door for us to look at an interior defensive lineman or even more help on the offensive side of the ball. The strategic ripple effect is enormous. Rob Brzezinski has to weigh the short-term upgrade against the long-term salary cap implications. Moore is in the final year of his deal, meaning we would need to discuss an extension or accept that he is a mercenary for 1 season. The urgency is amplified because the Cowboys are notoriously aggressive in the trade market. If we wait until draft day, the price might go up, or the opportunity might vanish entirely. We are at the finish line of this negotiation, and the next 48 hours will tell us if the Vikings are truly serious about contending this year. It is a high-stakes poker game where the secondary is the ultimate prize for Minnesota. This situation with Kenny Moore and the Minnesota Vikings is about more than just a trade. It's about the soul of our defense. For years, we have watched this secondary struggle to find its footing after the era of legendary corners passed. Now we have a chance to bring in a guy who embodies everything it means to be a professional. Moore is an undrafted success story who fought for every snap he ever got. That is the kind of grit this Vikings team needs. When you think about the purple and gold, you think about a defense that strikes fear into opponents. Adding Moore alongside Murphy and Rodgers gives us that edge again. It sends a message to the rest of the league that Minnesota is not in a rebuilding phase. We are in a reloading phase. Our identity as fans is tied to this team's toughness and our ability to overcome the odds. Seeing the players themselves, like Isaiah Rodgers, campaigning for this move shows that the chemistry in the locker room is already there. They want to play with the best. As a fan, it is hard not to get excited about the prospect of a shutdown secondary. We have endured enough blown coverages and late-game heartbreaks to know that a veteran presence like Moore is worth its weight in gold. Whether the front office makes the move today or waits until the draft, the intention is clear. We are hunting for greatness. The uncertainty of the NFL offseason is what keeps us all on the edge of our seats, but the potential payoff here is massive. We are looking at a transformed unit that could lead us deep into the postseason. It all comes down to 1 phone call and 1 draft pick. Do you believe this front office has the courage to make the splash we all want to see? I want to hear your thoughts. Is Kenny Moore the missing piece to our Super Bowl puzzle, or should we save our picks for the future? Drop a comment below and let's talk about it. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the Vikings' inner workings, make sure to like the video and share it with another fan. We are in this together, and I will be here to update you the second the paperwork is filed. Skol Vikings, and let's hope we see more in purple very soon. Thanks for watching the most dedicated source for Vikings news.